Hello and welcome to Lesson 2, in which we will discuss the flow of the Scrum. Assume we have a project which has a lot of requirements, unstable requirements, and a lot of instability in the technical changes. So in this case, we decide that we'll follow the Scrum. So let's see how can we start a Scrum project. First of all, the project starts with creating the project vision. In the waterfall, we create the project charter. Here is it's almost similar, but instead of saying it's a project charter, we say this is the project vision, in which we say what is the purpose of the project, why we created this project, what is the problem statement. For this problem statement, we will create this project, and so on. After that, you decide or you say, based on your understanding and based on your discussion with the customer, or your discussion with the product owner who will discuss with the customer, we divide the products of the project, or we say what are the main products of this project. Let's say we will have like 3, 4, 5 products of the project. Fine, you move to the next step. You create the epics, and epics are the main features of each product. So you say, fine, product number 1, it has features or themes with 1, 2, 3, 4. Product number 2, and so on. After that, you have now list of products, so you ask the product owner, who will ask the customer and come back to you with the answer of this question. What are the prioritized list of these products? What is the product number 1 you need? What is the product number 2 you need? And so on. And then you create something called prioritized product backlog. Prioritized product backlog, in which you have like something like bottle, and this bottle you will put the products, and then you put them in order. This order is final? No, just this is like revision number 0, let's say. It can be changed at any time. Okay, and after that you create a release plan, in which you say, fine, product number 1 will take approx 3 months, product number 2 2 months, and so on. Okay, after that you start to the next stage by breaking down. You decide, I will take product number 1, this is the first priority based on the customer need. So product number 1, you will start to break it down and then implement it and then deliver it and then start product number 2. This is the difference. In the waterfall, you plan everything, and after planning everything, you start executing of everything, which is not here in the Scrum. In the Scrum, you divide the products. You start in one product, you say, fine, let's have some user stories. And user stories here means, in order to create product number 1, what are the content of this work in this product number 1, and how can we make it simple for the programmers team. So instead of saying, I need the courses page to be in this way, blah blah blah, some technical heavy words, no, you say like that. For me, as an end user, when I click on the register, I should go to page number 2, which will show me the registration information. Or when I click on login, I should move to the page number 2, which will tell me what is the login data and password. Something like that. As if you say a story. So here you create the user stories. Let's say an example here on this, what we have explained right now. Assume you need to create a educational platform or educational website, and you say, okay, fine, in this website we have 3 main products: the courses, the webinars, and the stores. And then you take the courses. For example, what are the epics of the courses? You need it recorded courses, you need live courses, you need to be with videos, without videos, with quizzes, without quizzes. What are the epics of this product. And after that you put them in the portal. So you say, as of now, priority number 1, courses; priority number 2, webinars; priority number 3, stores. And after that you set a release plan or release date for each product. After that you move, let's say I will start with this product number 1. You start break it down again to create the user stories, and from the user stories you create the sprints. So as we said, in the user stories, the user story, each one user story contains some tasks. So when I click on this button, I should move to this page, which will show me this pictures, for example. So this is a user story. So in this user story, you estimate the user story weight. So how many tasks it needs, how many persons it needs to create this user story. And then you estimate this effort by some estimation techniques. We can take it later in the advanced course, which is a Scrum Master. And after that, you say like that. Okay, for these 3, 4, 5 user stories, we can finish them as one output, not one product. The product is the full courses, is the one product, but I can make, let's say, the register page or the home page, for example. This is sprint number 1. So you collect group of user stories and you say, fine, this is one sprint. We can finish it in 1 week. We can deliver it to the customer in 1 week. Normally, when you have one sprint, you do it like that. Before starting the sprint, you make something called a sprint planning meeting. So you explain to the team what we shall do, what is the content of the work in this sprint. After you finish the sprint, you make sprint review meeting with your team to make sure that the work is done as per you have planned in the beginning. And inside the sprint itself, inside this week, you do a daily stand-up meeting. Daily meeting again with the team, you and the team. Daily meeting, 15 minutes in the morning. You discuss 3 points. What we have made yesterday, what we will do today, and what are the troubles that we may face, or what are the problems that we may face in achieving our targets. So daily stand-up meeting in the middle every day. Before the sprint, you make sprint planning. After the sprint, you make a sprint review meeting. And after that, you validate the sprint. You submit the sprint to the customer to make sure it's accepted. What is expectations here? You finish the work after 1 week and 100%, are you sure 100% that the customer will accept this sprint? Of course no. Of course no. And this is the benefit of working under the Scrum, because you work quickly, you submit quickly, and no problem to have rejection or not accepting the work, because no problem, this 1 week we will tailor, we will modify, and we will submit it again. You can imagine this way and compare it with the waterfall way. After 6 months or 2 years of working, the customer will reject your work. Disaster. So instead of working 2 years, just work 1 week, submit small amount of work, give it to the customer. We can say it's a demo. You make some demo. If it's accepted, that's fine. If it's not accepted, okay, that's fine also. We can modify and we can work again and submit it again. After you deliver or submit the sprint to the customer, you make something called a retrospect sprint. Retrospect sprint, and retrospect here means like lesson learned. What are the lessons learned we have made or we have learned from this sprint to avoid it or to repeat it, if it's a good lesson learned, to repeat it in the new sprint. So in the retrospect here, you say, okay, what are the problems that we have made? Why the customer rejected the output? Or what are the good ideas that we have made so that we can repeat it? This is the retrospect sprint. After you finish the sprint number 1, you move to the next sprint, and so on. The next sprint is not planned. The customer will tell you, okay, fine, sprint number 1 is good for me, please move to this work, like that. Or you can propose to the customer, and then the customer will accept or reject, and you keep repeating the sprints until you finish product number 1. After you finish product number 1, I move to product number 2. No. You need to get the confirmation from the customer that shall we follow the prioritized backlog that we have made in the beginning of the project, or you need to change. Maybe the customer will say, wait, make product number 3 now product number 2. Make it the second priority and move it up. So start with product number 3, like that. And then you repeat, or you do the product, the second priority, third priority, and then some sprints you submitted, some sprint you submitted, until you release the whole project and get it done. This is the quick and summarized flow of the Scrum in any project. We have finished lesson number 2, talking the flow of the Scrum, and in the next lesson we will talk about the history of the Scrum. So see you next lesson.